Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. He tried to say it. Phil's Recap and Review. This is Game of Thrones Season 7, our predictions and preview and just all that sort of stuff. We're within a week of Game of Thrones premiering. It's about time I got back together with this guy. I'm not alone. I have with me Joe Dirty Locks here this afternoon, whenever we're doing this podcast.
How you guys doing?
I'm also not alone. I have with me some awesome people in the live motherfucking chat. We got Iron Throne, Lady, Sam, Q, Corey Mitchell, lots of good friends in the live chat that are going to be joining us. This is officially, again, our preview cast. Game of Thrones is coming this Sunday, as a lot of people do know, because we've been doing this a long time. We're going to be on right after the episode airs, but if this is your first time checking us out, please subscribe and join us right after the episode airs, around 10:30. We'll try to get on as quickly as possible this year and get right out here to talk to you guys. But today we're going to talk about some Game of Thrones preview, our predictions, some speculation stuff that we have. We're going to look at the episode titles, and we're also going to look at those new images from episode 1. That's probably the first thing we're going to do, and maybe give some death predictions and some character speculation stuff. But not just that. Also, you guys can get into the discussion if you want. We have 2 ways right now that you can get your voice in the show. We have a voicemail and a text line at 781-990-8509. You can use that number 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's also our call-in number for the first half of the season. It may change halfway through the season, but the call-in line for the first half of the season is 657-383-0370. And that will put you in the little caller queue, and we'll be able to take calls and all that sort of happy horse shit. So back with you guys again, Joe. Joe, how have you been? I know you're doing a rewatch of Game of Thrones season 6.
No, I'm not.
You were?
Done.
You finished it. How was your rewatch of season 6 looking back at it? What are some of your thoughts?
The season as a whole was better than I remembered it. However, still upset about the whole Ian McShane thing and the Hound being alive. Yeah. Although there may be purposes for it, but ultimately, I kind of still wish he had died up against that rock.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think it was
by a woman.
That being said, it's going to be interesting to see how his interaction with some characters that he's known in the past come, specifically Arya, if they cross paths again, what her reaction to him is going to be.
What about Sansa? What about crossing paths with Sansa?
Sansa, that I think it's more likely that he'll cross paths with Sansa, but I think the Arya one is one I'm more excited to see, just to see.
You got to assume that he's in the same area as Arya right now. Last we saw of her, she was feeding Frey pie to Walder Frey. So it's quite, and the Hound, as far as we know, is still in that that area of Westeros where he was with the priest that he killed, met up with the Brotherhood without banners in that area. So there's they're not too far away from each other at this point.
Now I have to say thank you to the website Cup, CUPPATEAV, Cup of TV. For this picture you can see on the screen right now. This is a map of potentially where everybody is right now. So you see where my pointer's not working, but you can see where Arya is. The Hound's not that far, considering they're probably both heading north, but we'll get into that more in character predictions. But this is a fun little map you can find to see where all the characters are.
I don't know if I really agree with some of this stuff.
Argue then, Joe. Get into it. Tell me why the map sucks.
Well, not that the map sucks. The map is pretty good, but I mean, it's. I'm just going over some of them now. Like, I'm not sure how to read, like, what this red line is that goes, like, circles it. Is this where they came from, where they're going? I have to study it a little bit more, but I don't think necessarily the Hound is in the Riverlands. The Red Woman's gotta be south by now, I would imagine. John said, "Get the hell out of the north."
She's en route out of the north at this point.
Well, this is my thing. If she's en route out of the north, like, Arya should still be en route from Braavos to the Twins. if Arya is at the Twins, having that same episode been in Bravos earlier, the Red Woman's got to be in the South. She can't possibly still be in the North.
Honestly, it depends on something we'll talk about in a little bit. How much time has passed by the end of season 6 into season 7? It might be the next day sort of thing. I just want to jump into the live motherfucking chat for a second. Danny and crew are no longer there where that picture is right now. They've already set sail, says Claudio. Danny.
Right, they also set sail. They should be like Volantis area, maybe even further. Who knows where they are, but they already set sail. Right. And look at that has what's her name? The Flowers lady. Oh yeah, she was on the boat, wasn't she?
Yep, she was on the boat. She was with the whole crew. And we'll get into that in a second. Justin Thomas Show says, great to see this stream again. I was just talking to Brooke Blackman about how we're looking forward to Sunday with you guys. We're so excited to be back this season talking to you guys. It's going to be so much fun every Sunday with Joe and babbling about these episodes. Phil's, where is Gendry? Good question. Is Frodo on that map? Wait, is Frodo on the map? Wait, Dragon Freight Coffee. I think Elena is in Highgarden right now. What's up, Steven? Good to see everybody in the live chat. Let me turn that off right now, and we'll turn that back on.
It shows. I like it shows Thoros of Mir, but it doesn't show Beric Dondarrion.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Who cares about the Lord of Light?
Yeah, screw him. Lord of Light is overrated. Okay, so let's get into new business first before we waste any more time here. Let me scroll this down, and I gotta move some frickin' windows here. Moving windows over here. So let's take a look. Thanks to Watchers on the Wall released this. Let's take a look at the images for that just got released today. We'll do the first thing first. So let's share this. Hopefully this works. Present to everybody. Can you see that, Joe? Yep. Okay.
Is that the Pod and Brienne practicing?
Yep. So our first image is of Mira showing up at the wall. Probably this is from episode 1, so they're not going to waste any time to get Bran to be crossing through the wall. So Mira here is at the wall. We also see Ed greeting them. And so I'm excited about that, Joe. I'm excited that they're actually...
We don't know if that's Ed greeting them.
I think it's Ed greeting
them. Oh, that's Ed right there on the left there, on next to Mira. I think that's his ear.
Yeah, that's the same, because if
that's the same picture. Yeah.
If you scroll down, that's definitely Ed right there. This is the same location. This is in episode 1. They're not wasting any time. They're getting right into getting Bran to the wall.
Yep. Well, he was already at the wall. He was on the other side of it. And he was doing that one last tree touch to go see his daddy at the tower.
Yep. So right after that, passing right through, no fucking around, heading right to...
Maybe there's another green scene, warg scene, or some shit like that before they go over, but...
No, I tend to think that where the next green scene, warg scene that we'll see with him will be when he's back at Winterfell, when we see kind of another still and another episode of him sitting in the Doran wheelchair kind of thing by the Godswood. I think ultimately that's going to be the big Bran vision kind of scene. I think in episode 1, they're just going to kind of try to yada yada him as quickly as possible to Winterfell.
I hope so. I hope he doesn't spend that much time at the wall.
And let's scroll down a little bit more. And then we get Brienne training Pod.
He's going to get kidnapped on his way to the wall just because something stupid.
Oh, Bran. But that's the thing, Joe. We looking into this, we have 13 fucking episodes of Game of Thrones left. As horrible as that makes me feel, we have 13 episodes of Game of Thrones left. They have to start speeding stuff up. They have to do a lot of teleporting across the map this season, getting from place to place, getting characters here, getting characters there. Right. John to Dany, getting Dany to fucking King's Landing, getting Euron over to talk to whoever. All that stuff's going to be happening. Get Euron to have his 1,000 ships magically. It all needs to happen quickly because we're running out of fucking time.
I mean, if you think about it, in the end of last season, they really started moving time quick. Varys says, I'm going on a trip. And then all of a sudden he's back with the Lady of Flowers. Arya's got a belly wound and has just murdered people at the Faceless Men chick. And then all of a sudden is back at the Twins. You know, so they are doing rapid time movement as far as I was concerned at the end of that season. Even with Sam, who went all the way from like Horn Hill to Old Town.
All without the child aging too much. So
Right.
being caught in another time loop. Yeah, urine will have 1,000 paddle boats. Urine will collapse the wall. I think so, your mom. I think urine, someone's gonna pee on some urine and destroy.
They're gonna sail all those boats up to the wall, light them on fire, and melt the west side of it. Prediction number one.
So let's go over to our next picture, which is Brienne and pod training. So anything special to say about this picture, Joe?
Awesome. I can't wait to see Pod get knighted.
And die?
Well, maybe, but he already saved one hand of the king's life, right?
I like Podrick, but I don't see him being long for this world, really.
Oh, please.
Except for in the dick. Except for
He's got that magic. Yeah, Bronze grabbed it.
That's the only way he's long. Do we see, and we'll talk more about predictions, but do we see Tyrion and Podrick reunion?
Yes.
Season? Yes, you think for sure?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay.
Brienne is turning out to be the messenger. She's holding a Lannister sword. So if you got to send someone to go talk to people down by the Lannisters, who do you send? The chick that's in tight with Jaime Lannister.
Very and sorry, I was gonna make some crude tight
joke.
Cue joke right there. Eric Nolan, hey Phil, in real life Pod is actually the real life son of Sir Roderick. Eric Nolan, extraordinaire in the live chat right now. Pod must be getting all kinds of northern assets. Steven, because he wants to be with his family, says Lainey. Eric says, I'm posting your wedding present Saturday. Oh, thank you so much, Eric. You don't have to, but I appreciate you sending me something. You're an amazing person, dude. Jamie ain't gonna die, though. They all left for King's Landing during the War of the Five Kings. Mark Hunt, great to see you in the live chat, buddy. Great to see all of our friends rolling on in. Red Walrus, Mary. And as I mentioned before, we do have our phone lines open tonight and our text lines open. If you have any specific comments you want to get in, you can always text me or leave a voicemail at 781-990-8509 or call in at 657-383-0370. So our next one is we get a better view of that map thing that Cersei was looking at in the trailer. I mentioned it in my trailer reaction. I want this thing. How is this thing not on my floor right now, Joe?
At least, why aren't they selling rugs like that?
It's going to be the big Game of Thrones item between season 7 and 8. They're going to be selling this.
Game of Thrones throw rug?
Yeah, the Game of Thrones mat. Or it'll be all in different sizes. You can get in the huge size will be like $1,800. Yeah, exactly. The biggest one will be $1,800. But it is going to be out there, and they're going to make a fucking kill.
I want the table. I would buy it. If someone made that table, I would buy it. The Dragonstone table.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would play that. I would play the fucking hell out of that with that toy set. Justin Thomas says, so Bran has to pass the wall to tell Jon his parentage, so he can't somehow better defeat the Night's King, who he wouldn't have to defeat if Bran just stayed behind the fucking wall.
Yep.
So
yeah, why did Bran have to go all the way up and actually see the three-eyed crow?
Why couldn't the three-eyed? Because he needed to take the three-eyed crow's power and kill him. But why couldn't the three-eyed crow come? I guess he couldn't come to him because he needed to go to the cave to pass the baton or something.
To actually talk to him.
To actually talk to him, so he could Vulcan mind meld him and give him his powers.
I don't know.
So we see probably the same scene to Cersei in the same, or at least in the same room, plotting something. Or reacting, wanting to make sure that every single person that supported the High Sparrow is dead. It's probably, or it could be her reacting to finding out about Dany, but I don't think we'll get that until episode 2, because I think the very end of this episode.
Well, the look on Cersei's face is as if to say, why did you make Lannisport so small? Don't you know how to make a map on my floor?
There should be a big picture of me on there, too. A big smiley face. Then we bring back Lyanna Mormont in this scene right here. to show that she's going to be in the North and she's going to be in this first episode. I hope I love this actress. And I loved her in season 6. I thought she definitely did a great job. And I hope they do use her this season, but don't abuse her this season because they know how much fans love her. But she is awesome. She's the anti-Ollie.
I think she should have been nominated for some sort of award. Shit was fucking fantastic.
People in the live chat say Mark Hunt says the Crow would have mind melded through the weirwood net like Bran mind melded with Hodor. Rom past like Hodor.
That's what I'm saying.
To control Hodor in the present. And T-Baby's in the live chat. Only thing Jaime slaying himself. He even admitted he can't really fight anymore. I still want him to put a small sword on the. It's still
like a whole different type of combat. He'd be better off with a shield and then still learning how to use his sword. I don't know.
He's fucked. So our next.
He's got Braun. He's not fucked. He's got Braun.
He's fucked. Have you?
Braun's his right hand. He said it outside the Twins.
I know you're not a big trailer watcher. I don't know if you watch the trailers where it shows him charging the battlefield, looking like he's charging a dragon on horseback. So I'm not. Probably a little too often. Jamie's making some dumb mistakes.
That's some proper fucked right there. Yeah, I'll win this one.
Yeah, what are you doing, Jamie? I don't care who that dragon killed.
My Mini versus a Mack truck. Let's play chicken.
What are you gonna do to that thing, Jamie Landis? I love you to death. You can stick that golden fist up the dragon's ass, or are you thinking the dragon's smog and it's gonna like want to take your golden hand because it's whatever. So could Bran warg back in time and prevent the children from creating the White Walkers and changing history? I think it's a slippery slope when you start getting into the Bran time travel stuff and how much you could do in the past and yada yada.
One of the things that I was thinking about that whole thing is we see him, he yells out to his dad who's about to run up to the tower, and his dad stops and turns around and he says, he heard me, and the tree guy says, no, it was just maybe he heard the wind, and the past is written, the ink is dry. And then we get that scene again at the end of the last episode, and when he touches the weirwood tree with Mira after Brendan Stark drops him off. Benjen, rather. And the scene plays out again the exact same way, except Bran does not yell out to his father, and his father still stops and turns around on the stairs. So that was something that always happened. Just coincidence. Bran yelled out at that moment.
So you're saying that he just turned at that period of time and Bran was just in the right place at the right time and can kind of manifest himself into situations like that where he can feel like he's communicating, but he's not actually changing history?
Yeah, I think so. Like, with the exception of the clusterfuck that is the door.
Yeah, what about the Hodor thing kind of puts was that a one-time thing that he could do?
Well, I got to assume that even though Bran was there and it was Bran that kind of Hodor jumped, also there was the other three-eyed crow. So you have two of them doing it. It was right place, right time, right person, right vision. Like that would be pretty hard to like okay, I'm now in a room with Jaime Stark. Let me go find a vulnerable moment in his life, warg into him at both moments in time.
1980 Albatross says wrong, Joe. Critch says
about what? About what? I'm wrong about so much. You can't just say wrong, Joe.
Bran says Critch says Bran can whisper through time. Corey says, father, shut the fuck up. I'm watching Game of Thrones. Bran. Wrong, Joe. Patrick O'Malley says Bran warging into a dragon and toasting Jaime would be nice. Tom says fuck Hannah Montana weed. We got Sylvia in the live chat. We have 1998. Great to see you too. T-Baby says so his sister is still with her. Wolf Gaming says Joe is fucking my mind and I'm loving every part of it, says Wolf Gaming. Claudio says Bran has super MacGuffin powers. 1998 says but Hodor hears Mira, not Bran. Interesting. T-Baby says Bran will mind fuck everybody at the end. Broke says Cersei will die. It will die in due time like a boss.
Right, that's right. He does. Well, he's hearing. Is it him? Is it Hodor? Is it Hodor hearing Mira yell, hold the door? Or is it Bran hearing Mira yell it with Hodor's ears?
Holy shit. My head is about to explode. Holy shit. Eric Nolan has...
What the fuck is that?
He donated donated $40 on Super Chat. Phil and Joe, I won't make it for your live season 7 videos because of work time schedules. Have a Game of Thrones beer on me. And for the chat, if you want to see the original Summer and Grey Wind, Instagram Game of Thrones _direwolf / me at MRE 2023. Night Phil. Thank you, Eric Nolan. You were fucking amazing. Joe is going over to get something. Look at these last couple of pictures, then we'll come back. We got Lyanna Mormont right there. We got Daenerys and Grey Worm, and someone asked if that was Ragnar Lothbrok, heroin addict in the background of the picture.
What shot glass am I using?
Wait, Joe. We haven't spun the wheel yet. And Daenerys and Grey Worm picture. And this last one is Daenerys coming up the steps of Dragonstone. And Joe, the last 2 ones are just Daenerys showing back up at Dragonstone at the end.
Yep.
So,
which are awesome. Look at the throne in Dragonstone. That's
this is the best picture of them all. Her walking up the steps with the throne of Dragonstone in the background there. That's fucking incredible. That is a really good image, and it confirms that again she's making it there by the end of the episode. And a lot of cool stuff. Looking forward to in that for this first episode. So now let's take what we just saw right there. Okay, it's time to do it.
Okay. Yeah, that's 40. That says 40 pounds. That's not just $40.
Now, if people are new here, what we do, Super Chat is amazing. You guys are so generous to be able to help us out and help the channel grow by donating to Super Chat. So we want to give something back to you guys, make it a little fun. I'm going to be getting more carnival games as time goes on. The first one we have is the Spin to Win game. Now,
wait. Before you spin to win, Phil, that Super Chat gets an automatic shot.
Yes, it does. Okay, it definitely does. Eric's awesome. But if you donate on Super Chat, we spin the wheel, and also you guys can nominate things to put on the wheel. So here we go for our first spin here today. Spin the wheel for Eric Nolan. And now let's go over. Let me close this shit right here and open this stuff right here. Let's go into episode 1, our episode titles. Now, episode 1 is called Dragonstone. And it is, so they're not fucking around. They're showing you pictures of Daenerys in Dragonstone. And Joe, did you already take the shot?
Yeah, why haven't you poured yours yet?
I don't have the vodka. I have to go get the vodka, Joe.
Go get the vodka.
Okay.
I'll talk about, put back up that cute little Lyanna Mormont, and we'll talk about how kick-ass she is.
Now, talk about what your thoughts on the first episode being called Dragonstone are, Joe.
Oh, dude, it's Dany landing on Dragonstone. She's going to walk through the halls of Ramsay. That's where that's where the first Targaryens landed when they came to Westeros on their dragons after the Valyrian doom. They got out alive. They took their dragons with them. And supposedly they went and they conquered the free cities first and then left them. So something like that. I forget exactly. Someone will correct me there. Or tried to, or thought about it, or whatever, and then we're like, fuck the free cities, and they went over to Westeros to take the 7 kingdoms because they were much, much richer. So, and when they left Essos, they landed in Westeros on Dragonstone and launched their invasion, basically from this rock of nothing. And as they swept through, they first went like basically barreled west from there, and then marched north, and they were about to go, finish off the south, which was the Dornish people. And basically it was too hot. I don't know how it's too hot for the dragons themselves, but it was too hot for the men in big armor, and the Dornish don't wear that. So they kind of just were going to wait them out and fight on their own territory. And rather than lose, because they were already weakened from all the other wars, and I'm not really weakened, but they just said, fuck it. We need legitimacy to our heirs, and the only way for that is for royalty to marry royalty. So they kind of allow the Dornish to stay as royalty without ever being able to become a king. They will forever be princes to the throne and be able to kind of maintain their own monarchy without a monarch. What's that? Limited monarchy. And that's how we have the Prince of Dorne still being called a prince, even though he's still just a lord like everybody else. And that kind of airs some legitimacy to when they don't have two Targaryens that are willing to marry each other. They can be like, hey, send up a Dornish chick or man and marry our family. And that legitimizes the royal bloodlines still yet further. They also had the Baratheon family for this. You know, Robert Baratheon is a descendant of the Targaryens, offshoot, you know, second, third cousins removed or some shit, but it supposedly has Targaryen blood in him from one of the non-kings or something, or queens.
Yeah, one of the kings that didn't, I forget his name, but one of the kings didn't believe in marrying brothers and sisters, so he started to marry off his kids to all the different lords of the different houses and stuff, and started to still the Targaryen bloodlines and stuff. So before we go any further, here's my shot, Eric Nolan, you fucking rule. And everyone in the live chat going crazy. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
What Eric, did that land on in the background?
Drum solo.
Good. Thank God.
And Joe, we have our first caller of the year. So we always be prepared for some fun calls, and we take calls live in the air. We don't screen the call. So here we go. But callers,
racial slur time.
Yeah, callers, when you come on the air, give us your name and where you're calling from, and then give us whatever your question or comment is. So let's.
When you say hello, say it too, Phil. Your name and where you're calling from.
I should say that when people when I turn on the caller.
When you put on the caller. What's your name, caller? Where are you calling from?
What's your name, caller? Where are you calling from?
What up, Joe? What up, Phil? It's Jay.
Hey, hey. What's going on, Jay? How are you doing today?
Hey, pretty good. Do you think it's like wrong to try to correct Joe on mistakes he made in last season's recaps? Or should
no, it's right. It's perfect.
I would hold on to that for we'll do a whole podcast on Joe and Phil's mistakes, and I want you to.
If you have something specific that you know of right now, I just finished my rewatch last night, so I would love to hear it.
I was thinking the Tyrion thing when you said that Tyrion was overstepping his boundaries when he was in charge of, you know, Dany's city when she was like kidnapped or whatever. I mean, when she came back, she pretty much made him hand to the queen. So pretty much everything he did, she basically said, "Yeah, that was a good idea."
Yep. Well, I may actually have said that. I'm going to say, yeah, sure. I agree with you that I said that, and that that he overstepped his bounds. But I'm going to say you're absolutely right. He played it very well. He did what he thought was right. He tried to bring the city back to commerce. He tried to settle it down. He tried to keep respect Dany's wishes by getting rid of slavery and ending the slavery that they already ended in the other cities that had gone back to the masters and re-enslaved people. So he was trying to solve both things in a very peaceful way, even though he made the deal, which at the time, the first watching, that I thought overstepped his bounds, just like Missandei and Grey Worm had thought, kind of, and even Varys might have thought so, that he was overstepping, that he didn't know exactly what the queen would want. He took it upon, and he then went down and released the dragons, you know, because this is what he does. He drinks and he knows things. He knows that dragons aren't going to get bigger and nourish themselves if they're chained up. So you're right. I was wrong.
I mean, can I be honest? I feel if Dragon Machine foreshadows that Tyrion is the third Targaryen dragon rider.
Absolutely.
I think Aerys banged Joanna. And
I've been saying that since day one, my man.
And by the way, I also don't think Tywin is Cersei or Jaime's father. I think Joanna had all three kids with Aerys, and Tywin's whole legacy is bullshit because he really had no family to begin with.
Awesome. I will say no to that part because of this. We know that. Okay, so Dany's mother, right?
First off, I just got to give SM some love.
What happened to Dany Targaryen's mother and Viserys' mother? Was she still alive at the time of the rebellion? That part I'm not clear about, but but when someone corrects me here in the chat, or you know the answer to that, you'll let me know. But okay, so Sister Stark that gave birth to Jon that we see in the tower, she dies, right? And Tyrion's mom giving birth to Tyrion, she dies. Why? Because they're regular people giving birth to a fucking dragon. So especially if Daddy Crazy Targaryen gives birth to Dany and Viserys at the same time, she's giving birth to a dragon. So if she had died at that during childbirth to them two as well, which I don't think she did, but if she had, it would make sense. Everybody who gives birth to these fucking dragons dies, you know, and Tyrion is half a fucking dragon. So Mama Lannister there couldn't fucking handle it, and she died. Jon Snow, half a fucking dragon. So Lyanna Stark, she died giving birth to a dragon. You know, like, that's a serious heavy shit. That's what I'm thinking. So
very interesting take.
I think that the first kids were still Tywins, but Tyrion, definitely, I'm with you that banged by Aerys. And yeah, no, I was probably wrong. And I after my rewatch, I definitely think that you're right in calling me out on that. Even though I may have thought he overstepped his bounds at the time, he played it right. Tyrion, the character, obviously much smarter than I am.
Now, I want to say welcome to Cammy and Ray, who are the first time in the live motherfucking chat. Welcome to the fucking chat. Join us all season for some amazing discussions. We are whatever. We're a bunch of fun people that like to babble and talk, and welcome you guys. But we're lucky to have you guys in the live motherfucking chat. You guys are what makes the show and makes talking about the show so much fun. Hello, we got KLC in the live fucking chat. So if your mother died, you were a dragon, quoted Joe. The dragon, one cannot birth the dragon, Joe. One cannot birth the dragon. So let's take our one other call that we have here before we get back into our episode descriptions.
They all gave birth to dragons, and they died.
I don't know. Them the mamas who died.
The real song.
Them the mamas who died.
Died.
What the fuck is that? Died.
People who died.
They died. So let's take.
So hold on here, Phil.
They died.
Wait 1 second, Joe. Wait 1 second.
No, man.
Wait 1 second, Joe.
Dude.
Let's take a call first.
Dude.
I'll match
Okay.
it in a second. So, fucking drunk.
Hold on, you'll have to match. I gotta.
So this call is area code 916. Caller, who are you and where you calling from?
From Sacramento, man. You know, whatever comes over, you guess who I am.
Dude, great. Thank you so much for calling on in. How fucking pumped are you for Game of Thrones?
Totally would right now.
Man, I'll tell you what, I got cable today. Just for it. Man, but I want you guys to tell me, I want to hear Joe's thoughts. Why do you think all the White Walkers are just standing around Jon in the trailer? Tell me what you think. I need to know.
Now, what? One more time. What was your question?
Why are all the White Walkers standing around Jon?
Just standing around Jon at the end of the trailer.
Oh, okay.
It's a vision. It's a vision.
You think it's a vision, Joe?
I think it's a vision. I think it's Bran having some sort of green seer scene. Maybe it's the future. Maybe it's something that could happen. Ultimately, I think that there's, even if it's not, there's still, when you think of the end of Hardhome and the look he gave him, and he lifts his arms, I'm still not down with this whole bullshit about Jon being the Night's King. I think we have the Night's King. That is the Night's King that's there. He ain't giving up his crown to Jon. I don't think Jon's going to become the Night's King. I think Jon is the third Dragon Rider, Dragon Pilot, whatever, Blood Rider. I was going to say Blood Rider, but they are all her Blood Riders.
All my Blood Riders. I'm going to break the ring.
I choose you all.
She's like the greatest Pokemon trainer ever. She's like, I chose you all, Blood Riders. So where are the giant spiders, motherfucker? I got a good theory. Wish I had money to call the U.S.
Where are they?
Tom himself, if you want to add us on Skype at I Got Issues Man and leave a video message on Skype, we can play it over there. And we can figure out ways to connect Skype on in as well during the season. So everyone that isn't in the United States can also call in. But anyone outside the US, Feel free to add me on Skype at I Got Issues Man. Send me emails at igotissuesman@gmail.com. And I can even call you on Skype. Just leave me your Skype and say, call me, asshole. And I'll try to call you. So okay, our first episode is called Dragonstone. It's the episode description is Jon organizes the defense of the North. Cersei tries to even the odds. Daenerys comes home. Okay, so
we're eating fucking chickens now.
Jon organizes the defense of the North. So do you think Jon starts to set up the forces, try to gather together the people that fought against him in the Battle of the Bastards, to try to organize and galvanize the North against the possible White Walker? Of course.
Listen, just because you've defeated whatever forces you've defeated, you got to remember something. These forces, they're not okay. You know who these people are in the battlefield? These forces are you and me, Phil, right? And so basically, guys with lots of money and heavy weapons and heavy horses come down to our village and they say, "You're now fighting for me," and we go out to the battlefield. And so, of course, after Jon kills all those fucking commanders, the ones that are left alive, they don't want to die. So they say, yeah, hey, look at the end, Glover, who said, "We're not riding with you." The Manderleys, who said, "We're not riding with you." I think there was a third house, too, that said, "Hey, we ain't fucking riding with you." All shamed by Lyanna Mormont at the end, who called them each out. 1,000 years you've been fucking pledged and you did nothing. Your kids were skinned and you did nothing when Jon Snow asked. And now you're here.
Listening to talkers.
Yeah, exactly. She called them all fucking big talkers. And what they do, they bent the knee to Jon. That's what you do. Like, you have a choice then at that moment. What are you going to say? Go fuck yourself, Jon? Or you're going to remain a Northman, pledge yourself to Jon and any of his future endeavors because he just killed the fucking biggest psychopath that's ever walked around in the fucking north of the goddamn fucking Trident.
And we got to stop and say the bloody talker. Oh my fucking God. Plug your side buttholes. The fucking hype is real. $10 donation on Super Chat. That deserves a spin of the fucking wheel. You spin, you win. You spin, you fucking win, motherfucker. And here we go. This is for you, bloody talker. My shot. Joe, toast.
Oh, I'm doing another one, Phil. So you're down one.
You fucking asshole.
Yeah. See, the way I figure it is $10 a shot, right? Come on. I mean, and dude hit 40. And that was pounds. That's almost like $80.
By the way, it landed on drum solo again, so I guess there's a double drum solo to end the show.
And I do not advocate binge drinking.
No, not only on podcasts.
Unless you're buying.
Only on podcasts. So going into episode 2, oh no, the next one here is Cersei tries to Joe, Cersei tries to even the odds. Now, how does Cersei try to even the odds? Is this her alliance setting up with Euron possibly? Or
she tries to even the Lady Flower is there. Kick ass grandma battle axe there.
Olenna, who is with the Dana.
She calls out Cersei. Lady of Thorns, Queen of Thorns.
Queen of Thorns.
Cersei walks in with the fucking mountain zombie behind her while Queen of Thorns is writing out some letters. It's just, "I hear you're leaving." She goes, "Of course I'm leaving. I'm getting the fuck out of here. If you were smart, you would too." And she goes, "No, but we need to fight them." And Lady says, "Are you kidding me? Leave now before the Sparrow and those little fuckers storm the castle. They will have fun doing it." And again, Cersei presses her, "Listen, we need to stand up against them. Together we can do this." And she says, "Together? You mean me? You mean me in my house? Because you have no support. The people fucking hate you. The church fucking hates you. Everybody in the North fucking hates you. All you have is your house. You have no allies. I fucking hate you.
Your dog
hates you. The only joy I find in all this misery is that you are alone and that you are most likely going to die a horrible fucking death, you evil fucking cuntbag. And God damn, is it wonderful to watch your joy turn to ashes in your mouth."
Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in the live motherfucking chat Kyle from Azora Hype. Kyle's fucking chickens. Azora hype in the live chat, and the motherfucking hype is real. And I think Kyle's calling in, so we're going to take some more calls in a little bit. We're just going to get through the episode titles and then go back to the phone lines before we go into some of our character predictions, as Joe is in full show mode right now. It's going to be a fun 7 weeks. If you haven't already, subscribe and join us. It's going to be an amazing season. We have a lot of fun after the episodes. This is the place to be for over-the-top, ridiculous fun after the episodes air. Now, the last part of Dragonstone, the episode, is Daenerys comes home. We don't really need to even talk about that. But Daenerys comes home. So episode 2 is called...
Is she home? Home is King's Landing. Not
no, home is Dragonstone.
No. Home is King's Landing.
Home is Dragonstone. Fuck that. No, the Targaryen home is Dragonstone. Daenerys comes home means Daenerys goes to Dragonstone. Come on.
It's King's Landing.
You're an asshole. So the episode 2.
Dragonstone. Okay, here's the thing. Dragonstone was given up a long time ago. The Targaryens. I think there's a Lord of Dragonstone, not Targaryen.
You're full of shit. The pictures show her in Dragonstone, asshole.
I think she will make Dragonstone her new throne, her new. Listen, Dragonstone is so close to King's Landing. It's ridiculous that, like,
oh my god,
it's basically their summer house. It's like we want to spend on Marblehead Neck. It's like you live in Marblehead. Marblehead's your town, right? But Marblehead Neck is all yours.
Oh god. Okay, so episode 2 is called Stormborn, and that could be about Daenerys, who is potentially. I know there's some theories that she isn't really Stormborn. It also could be.
What does that mean?
It could be born in the night of the storm. Someone in the live chat correct me and give me the true definition of what.
I am Dany the Stormborn is one of her titles, right?
Yeah, I believe it means the night she was born, there was a big storm or something like that.
So there was no storm the night she was born, and obviously there was no storm when Jon was born, but there was a storm. There was a huge storm when Tyrion was born, was there not?
I don't know. So she was born on Dragonstone. Started from Dragonstone. Dragonstone's the home. I'm reading. Oh, we got everyone in the live chat. She was born in Dragonstone. That is her home. Winter Designs in there. Looking forward to the stream that was promised on Sunday. That will be beautiful. I cannot wait. I'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the stream. She was born during a storm. People say, Phil, you're right. Born during a storm. Joe gets tuned into the...
doesn't... Right. Here's the storm could be anything. And what I'm going to say is this. All 3 of them were born during a storm. I still think, I haven't seen it in the chat, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, their mothers all die in childbirth because they're giving birth to dragons. They are Stormborn. They're in a storm, a hostile fucking environment. Their mother is fucking dying. They're killing their mother on the way out. That is a storm. It is the metaphorical, symbolic definition of a fucking storm. They are all, the 3 of them, Stormborn.
Now, Ray West said Stormborn could also be about Euron. It also could be about Gendry, possibly. Gray area.
Stormborn.
I didn't see you earlier. Gray area in the live motherfucking chat. Great to see you, Gray area. Great. The blood of the mother gives them power. Euron is the storm. Urine is a storm of peace.
He is a storm of peace. He's so insignificant in this story. Right. Like when they added this whole thing in the books, when all of a sudden, and I know Phil loves the Kingsmute and the Iron Island stuff.
I like it in the books. In the show, it sucks balls.
See, here's the thing. I think it's horrible in the show. I agree with you there. But in the books, I thought it was just like you're reading this great story, and then all of a sudden there's like they throw this shit at you, and then he throws this Dornish shit at you out of nowhere with other stuff that hasn't really been introduced into the show. But like in the books, these 2 things come in around book 4 and 5, and it mars it up, it mulls it up, it muddies it up, and it slows the story that everything else that 3.5 books beforehand built. And it's like, that was kind of weird, but okay, I get it. World, life, shit's going on everywhere, all this stuff. So it does work.
Tom, I don't read. I listen to audiobooks because I'd never learned how to read. And let's get through these episode titles. Then we're gonna go to the phone line. So if anyone wants to get on in, you can call on in at 657-383-0370. We'll be in that in a few seconds here. Emil Clark receives episode Stormborn. Daenerys receives an unexpected visitor. is first part. I think the unexpected visitor could be Minerva, could be one of
Minerva. What's a Minerva? I keep hearing this name, and I don't remember Minerva from the books.
Or
this is some sort of like Baratheon sister or some shit.
A red priestess, or it could be Melisandre. I think
okay.
Once Daenerys plants down in Westeros, the red priestesses, all of them, they will find her. And I think when it says Daenerys receives an unexpected visitor, maybe it's Melisandre, maybe it's Minerva, maybe it's some other red priestess of some sort. I think that's what it's going to be. I could be wrong.
No. Dany's unexpected visitor. Who could?
Oh, Minerva, not Minerva, Minerva, whatever.
Minerva. Okay. That's a different name than the one I was hearing. That I was.
Quaithe. Someone says Quaithe or Gendry, possibly. People
see,
and
I see Gendry. That's a cute one. I like that.
It is an episode called Stormborn. And
so the unexpected guest has got to.
Melisandre topless, red priestess, Mulva the queef. probably Yara's head in the box. Is it Jon Snow? Technically, she's not expecting anybody. A new maester. Did Minerva's actress get dropped?
Ooh, yeah. What? Jon Snow's Samwell Tarly. Unexpected visitor to.
Okay, Joe's saying Samwell Tarly. Next one is.
That doesn't work.
Jon faces a revolt. Interesting. Sansa, maybe. I don't know.
Are these the different episode write-ups? Is that?
Yeah, these are the episode descriptions.
Oh, John. So what episode are you on now? 2?
This is 2. John
faces a revolt.
A revolt. Something's revolting. Something smells.
That's the picture we see. We see Lyanna Stark yelling and screaming. That's not episode 1. That's episode 2. Quelling the revolt.
Minerva, not Minerva. Thank you, Lainey. What's up, everyone? Great to see you, Brainwashed. Sansa. I'm thinking it's Sansa as well, gray area. She faces a revolt from Sansa. And then our last part is Tyrion plans for the conquest of Westeros.
Jon faces a revolt from Sansa?
Yep.
And Littlefinger.
Yep.
And those, because he planned, I would do anything. I thought you always knew what I wanted. The Iron Throne with you by my side.
I want your Iron Throne. Good Littlefinger, Joe. I like it.
And then she says, that's a pretty picture, as she like brushes by him, totally fucking flirting, thinking that she's gonna land the fucking Littlefinger. This is disgusting. And because the whole time she's bitching to fucking Jon, I kind of understand where she's coming from, but the whole time she's bitching, just don't do what Ramsay wants. Just don't do what Ramsay wants. I didn't think we should go to fighting him in the first place. Well, you never told him about the 40,000 troops. You never gave him the option to even consider what you were thinking. Like, and then Littlefinger plans this other thing, and then you have basically the North is mute, where they all fucking King of the North all over again. And at first, she's got a smile on her face, which turns fucking sour pretty goddamn fucking quick because, wait a second, he's a bastard. And earlier in the season, she's like, I thought about all this time. I thought about what I wanted and not about what I had when I was at Winterfell. I thought I wanted to go be a princess and fuck Joffrey and all this. And it was so pretty what I wanted. And I didn't think about all the greatness that I had. And in that same fucking, like, earlier that season, I believe, Jon is faced with the same thing. He's talking to fucking Melisandre. And she's like, oh, you know, he's like, I used to, oh no, later in the season, I used to sit here when my family had feasts, they would sit here and I would sit all the way back there in the room. And she goes, yeah, you still had it better than most. He goes, yeah, you're right. I did have it better than most. I had it much better than most. Most people had it much fucking worse than me. I was still having a feast. You're absolutely right. And earlier, Sansa, who's having the same revelation about how good she did have it before she got fucking given to the Lannisters and then given to the fucking heir to the Boltons and then all this shit. Like, then with that one word, with that one fucking oily, slimy little fucking serpent tongue of fucking Baelish's, she's all fucking soured about King in the fucking North because now she's not going to get her fucking Winterfell and she's not going to be the lady of fucking Winterfell. Think about how fucking callous she was about losing her brother. No tear when Rickon died. Oh, he's already gone. And if he is gone, good. We haven't heard from Bran, so who gives a fuck? Even though that's the rightful heir is Bran.
I can't wait to see Bran's, not in a good way, but I can't wait to see Bran's reaction to the Rickon situation. I love joining back in for a Joe rant, the Sansa revolt of the character. Lots of love to Analysis of Thrones, who is who is bearing all this Sansa hate right now. So, and then our last one, Peter Dinklage, Tyrion plans for the conquest of Westeros. So we'll see that Daenerys is probably going to set
island apart, Dragonstone.
Okay.
She's not the twin of Viserys.
Okay. Younger sister.
Yes, much younger.
Younger sister,
Daenerys
yes.
is the product
And so, so Tyrion plans the
Dany's
conquest of
right.
Westeros. So Daenerys is going to set Tyrion to ultimately do his planning on how she should strategize.
Dany's mom
Dany
did
is
fucking die from
Stormborn.
childbirth.
Dany is Stormborn.
And during a storm, like an actual storm rage when she was giving birth, and her
Dragon.
mother died shortly after childbirth, complications from childbirth, and product of rape. Tyrion, product of rape. Maybe also Jon Snow, product of rape. Everybody kind of thought so. Maybe not.
Now, thank you so much, everyone in the live chat. Welcome to all of our new viewers tonight. Now, everybody, I'm going to go to the phone lines before we talk about our next episode, because we have some people that have been on hold for a while.
Attempted to intervene, attempted to get others to intervene because it was the
1 second, caller.
responsibility of the King's Guard to also protect the Queen. But the head of the King's Guard at the time said, but not from the king. And so she was raped and impregnated with Daenerys.
Bam.
Yeah, bitches.
Katie Crow with some
All
facts.
their mamas are dead. All their mamas died. Oh, how's that song go?
All the mamas who, well, it's okay.
All the baby dragon
All the
mamas
mamas
dead.
they died.
All the mamas they died.
They all gave to. They all
gave birth dragons and died.
But they died.
I'm sorry, Phil. I'm a little
drunk. No, it's all good. Let's take a caller. What's going on, caller?
Hello?
Hey, what's up? You're on the air.
Hey, what's up? A couple things. One, the Cersei and Jaime thing. That's by saying they're Targaryens. I'm not saying they're dragons. Viserys.
They're dragons.
Was apparently proven not to be a dragon when he got gold poured on his head because a dragon could have survived that or something. So
right, the series isn't a dragon.
Mark has to be a dragon.
Dany's a dragon.
The other thing is,
dragons are born from.
I was gonna say something else.
I'm gonna put you back on hold, and I'll get back to you in a few minutes if you remember. Here we go. Let's put him on hold, and let's take this caller right here who's been waiting for a little while. Area code 705. Who are you and where are you calling from?
This is Kyle, Azura Hype.
Hey, what's going on, Kyle? Great to hear from you, buddy. What's up today? How are you doing? How excited are you for the beginning of Game of Thrones season, buddy?
Well, maximum levels of hype, guys. Come on. I mean, we were supposed to have this show in April. We've been waiting extra months. Slather me up in barbecue sauce. And don't that big behind. I'm ready.
I'm so ready, buddy. I'm so ready.
So can I jump in on this Sansa point, man? You mind?
Do it. Talk to Joe. Joe can hear you.
Okay, well, Joe, here's the thing. I think that the thing we expect to happen, and from all of these previews, it looks like we're going to get a big-time Sansa and Jon showdown. But what I think is going to happen is all of the lessons that Sansa has learned, she's learned from Olenna, Cersei, Littlefinger. And don't you think that now, after all of this has happened, no matter what's going to happen going forward, that she doesn't want to have conflict with her family? I think that finally, now that she's home, I think she's going to trick everyone, and this is going to be the big shocker of the season, and Sansa's going to have everyone wrapped around her finger, and she's going to become a fan favorite this season. And I'm telling you,
nope,
I think everyone,
she's Cersei.
And I think that Sansa's going to
She's the new Cersei.
Just take down it's going to be awesome. I don't care who doesn't agree with me. I'm on the Sansa train this season.
Okay.
I think she's going to wreck.
Kyle's on the Sansa train this year. Joe, how do you...
No, okay. I got to say this. She should have learned a massive amount from Lady Olenna, from Marjorie, from Cersei, from Joffrey, from Tyrion, from the Hound, from Baelish. She should have learned so fucking much I absolutely agree with you that even she may have learned quite a bit.
There's a butt coming here.
However,
I know. However,
I believe that she is still that same girl she was when she left Winterfell, just because of that look she gave at the King of the North speech. Because if she was truly happy with what she has now, learning to appreciate what she has now, mind you, ambition isn't bad and wanting more isn't bad, but for her affect to go from smiles over her brother being appointed king again to a complete sourpuss, with Baelish being, focused on at the same time back and forth in the back of the room, getting soured too. Fuck, I got another king to deal with now. That it shows that she's.
Now I'm jumping in for a second here. That to the live motherfucking chat, Sam says she's still a spoiled brat. Analysis is saying, preach, Kyle. Good to hear somebody. My whole thing is, I guess I tend to fall in the middle here. I think she's going to go one way and then kind of maybe spin around. I think Baelish might get to her initially, but ultimately, when more of her family starts to come together and she starts to see things, I think part of other members of her family might interfere and be like, Sansa, stop, and just kind of slap her across the face, and then she might start to get it. I agree she's learned from a lot of different places and grew in a lot of different ways. But ultimately, I think she is a go-with kind of person. And she right now is the second most powerful person in the North. The second most powerful. And she is throwing shade on Jon.
She's only the second most powerful in the North until Bran comes back down through the wall.
What happens when Bran's gonna?
Well, when Bran and Arya come there, guys, I'll let you guys know this. I won't talk anymore.
Oh no,
I'll
talk.
I'll
fucking talk.
Some drinks for you if Arya betrays Jon. I'll sponsor drinks for you
Yep.
guys if Arya betrays
Dude,
Jon. But I don't think she's gonna.
No way.
Arya, you mean Sansa?
No, he said Arya. I don't.
I don't say Arya. Arya betrayed Jon. Why would Arya?
I think
Arya loves Jon.
No, he was saying that there's no way that Arya is going to betray Jon, and I agree with you. I think the same thing. When Arya comes back, she's going to be so loyal to family Stark, and I think. But what I think what's going to happen with Bran is Bran is going to come back and say, "I relinquish all control of Winterfell to you, Sansa. I don't care. I don't fucking care."
I don't think so.
I think so. I don't think he's going to give two little shits about that. I think he has bigger problems to deal with.
I don't think.
The new three-eyed Raven doesn't care about.
Where is the King of the North? Where is the King of the North seat?
The King of the North seat is. That's an interesting question. Where is the King of the North seat in Winterfell, Kyle?
If the King of the North seat,
Winterfell, the Starks have held that for years and years and for hundreds of years. That's probably where it will be at the end of the series if there's no Iron Throne, in my estimation.
Yeah.
But I just think that I don't know, man. The Stark reunion. I think there's going to be something going on there. I just think that there's. I mean. Time for Wolves, man. That was the original name for the last book. I have hope.
Yeah, I do too, Kyle. Definitely, Kyle will be joining us for a feedback show this year, and always call in anytime you want, Kyle. It's always great to talk to you, and if you haven't already, check out Azora Hype. Kyle does some amazing stuff for Game of Thrones and gets the hype going crazy. So, Kyle, thank you so much for calling in, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks again. Everybody smash that like button. I see 112 people watching, but 51 likes. Smash the like button, guys. Cheers.
Love you, buddy. Thank you so much,
Kyle. Dude, smash that shit.
Kyle is the best. Kyle's good people. So
smash it like you were at Mardi Gras. Smash it like you were at spring break. Smash it like that. Just sounds awful.
Yeah, it sounds kind of bad.
I'm sorry, guys. Smash that shit like you were this absolute.
It happens, Joe. It happens. Okay, so our third episode of the season, Joe, is called The Queen's Justice. The Queen's Justice.
It's burning.
Joe, hold off of the shot for 1 second.
Oh, fuck. A burning throat, burning lung.
Corey Mitchell says Sansa is George Costanza. Talking about being smashed, we got Joe. Max says Bran is going to be okay with Jon being the King of the North and therefore the Lord of Winterfell because Bran knows that Jon is Lyanna Stark's child. Brooke Blackman says Jon died at the Battle of John could have died at the Battle of the Bastards and come back alive like Jesus and kicked ass. Joe laughed. Can John basically take the name Stark since he is king and has kingly powers?
No. I don't think so. Jon Snow was made king of the North. Jon Snow was made king of the North, not Jon Stark.
He doesn't like the Knicks, so he's never going to be called.
But Lyanna did call him a Stark, and they were referring to. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm really fucking drunk.
That's a good question. We definitely see we have some voicemails, and we will take a look at those at the end of the show. We have a text here. Hey, Phil, Timothy Targaryen, formerly Scott Freely from the live motherfucking chat. I can't make it to watch the live stream today, but I hope you guys discuss your thoughts on Jaime Lannister, Azor Hype theory I told you about on Reddit. Definitely worth watching in today's stream. We're not going to talk about that today, but I will definitely do a stream because I'm going to be doing a Why I Love Jaime Lannister stream all about Jaime, so I will talk about that in that video. Can't wait to watch. Thank you and Joe for putting together such an awesome recap show. Thank you guys for watching because it would be nothing without you guys watching.
No. We would thank you for watching, but this would not be nothing. This would still be just as fucking epic without you, and we would still be doing it without you for like we did for the 100 years on the phone with each other after the fucking shows were airing, right? Like we had 8 subscribers at one point when I joined you, Phil, right? And you know what? We were still doing this shit, and we love that you're here and joining us, and it makes it that much better. But we would still be awesome and kicking ass talking about this shit.
Thank you, Joe.
You just make it better. That's all.
Now, Phil, it's the one true DA. Can't wait for the season and for the channel chats. Do you think Arya finds Rhaegar's rubies finally on her way to the north? I don't know if they're going to do that on the show. I do think Arya is going to bump. Oh, I'll talk about that in my character predictions, but I do think Arya is going to bump into something very special this season. Okay, Joe, here we go. Yes. Episode 3 is called The Queen's Justice. Daenerys holds court. Cersei returns a gift. Jaime learns from his mistakes. What do you think about episode 3, Joe?
Someone holds a gift. Jaime learns from mistakes?
Jaime learns from his mistakes. Could it possibly be that Jaime finally kills fucking Cersei in this episode? No.
No, Cersei doesn't die this episode. She's the only foil. Oh, she's not the only foil left. There's the Night's King.
No. I'm going to talk about that later, but when we get to death predictions, Joe. But so episode 3, The Queen's Justice, looks like it's going to be a fun episode, and it looks like Daenerys holds court. She starts to receive people, lords from Westeros, that start to kind of go to her. Cersei returns a gift. That's an interesting one. It could be her fucking with Dorne because of the gift that they sent for Marcella and all of that sort of stuff. And Jaime learns from his mistakes. I don't know. Jaime's made a lot of mistakes. The gift is the Viper, Sand Snake's backstory episode. So, any thoughts, Joe?
I mean, dude, nothing but fucking mistakes. Dude is nothing but fucking mistakes. How's Jaime learning from his mistakes? Which particular? That's so fucking vague. It's like I'm learning from the breaths I take. Like, what specific breath that you took did you learn from? Like, you make them fucking all the time. And as far as I'm concerned, last season, you looked at Edmure fucking Tully right in the face and you were like, you know what? I don't give a fuck about you, about your kid, about any of the fucking Tullys. I will burn Riverrun to the ground and the fucking twins to the ground. I will fucking destroy the world to get back to my Cersei goddamn Lannister.
First of all, I want to say thank you so much, Cammie, for checking us out. And we're so glad that you're enjoying yourself. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join us all season long. Game of Thrones with Marie. They've messed up Jaime's story in the show, too. He's not as complex in the books. 1998 championship. Champion says Cersei kills the Sand Snakes and agrees to marry Greyjoy, and Jaime finally had it with Cersei and leaves her for good.
Jaime love in the chat. People, listen, this dude is a fucking psychopath.
Dude, don't start.
One redeeming goddamn fucking quality, Sam, analysis, all the rest of you, and that's his relationship with Brienne and Tyrion. That's it. Just because he can choose to have a decent relationship with two people in the entire goddamn world. And yeah, I didn't include Cersei because that is not a good relationship. That is opposite of a good relationship. Because he can have two good relationships and seem like a nice guy when he is in the room with those two fucking people. Oh wait, you might include Braun now at this point.
No.
Does not mean this guy is a good fuck. He threw a little boy out a window. What the fuck? So that people wouldn't find out he was fucking his sister and betraying a king, the second king he betrayed, to sire children with that king's fucking wife. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
He was the complete the definition of a scumbag. Sorry.
Then that's fine. You don't have to apologize.
But yeah. I think he'll eventually redeem himself somehow through Brienne and Tyrion.
Hey, Phil.
When he murders that fucking cunt he's been sticking his dick in.
Now, hey, Phil, what do you guys think of Tyrion as the next victim of Dany's friend zone policy? Do you think Tyrion is going to eventually get feelings for Daenerys and he's going to get ousted into the friend zone, Joe? You think they're going to go there?
Who in the friend zone?
Tyrion. You think they're going to explore
with Dany?
Yeah, that he's going to have a crush on Dany. Do you think they're going to go in that direction?
Everybody has a crush on Dany. Anybody that gets close to Dany has a crush on Dany. Dany is willing to learn from her mistakes, and we see this, and she tries to make new mistakes, and she's counseled against them, and she listens to the counsel against it. She listens to Tyrion. Okay, we won't do these evil things. She listens to Jorah. We won't do these evil things.
Joe, sorry, I have a quick question for you. Tell Joe to go fuck himself. Now ask him.
I will. I did this morning. I will tomorrow morning. I probably will before bed tonight. I'm constant. You don't have to tell me to do that. I got it covered.
Joe, serious question. Would you kill Bran to keep fucking Cersei? Would you kill Bran to keep fucking Cersei?
I heard you. I don't know about Cersei, but the right woman, yeah, I might throw that motherfucker out a window. But that wouldn't make me a good person. I would expect you to hate me after that, especially if I came up to you and I was like, hey, did you see that video of me throwing that little boy out the window? But I got to put my dick back in her. Ah!
Did Jamie finish afterwards?
Yeah. What the fuck do you think? Did he finish? I just threw a boy out a window for you, bitch. You better let me finish.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. You're not going to let me finish? I just threw a boy out a window.
Now, hashtag
everybody notices the body on the ground. I promise. By the time they were up these stairs, my pants will be zipped. I promise. Are you kidding me? You better have let him finish.
Okay, Joe. So let's get into some character.
The question is, did Cersei finish?
That's a good question as well. Of course she did. Cersei.
Belligerent. No, just drunken. I'm not belligerent.
There's something
complete.
Okay, Joe. Let's get into some
faculties.
Let's get into some predictions. Now, the first group that we're going to talk about is some of the Stark kids. Now, first off is Jon. I think Jon's going to be all over the place this season. It's going to be a lot of big leading up and him trying to get more attention for the White Walkers. I think the White Walkers are going to be in this season and the Army of the Dead, but I think this season is going to be a lot more about Daenerys and less about the White Walkers. I think that's what season 8's going to be all about. Their big attack. I think they're going to be in the background. There's going to be a couple of big scenes a la Hardhome or certain moments this season when crazy shit happens with the White Walkers.
There'll be a couple moments, yeah, but I think it's mostly
but I think this season's more the bigger issue dealing with this season is going to be Jon galvanizing the North and then eventually trying to get Daenerys on his side to fight these dragons.
Correct. I agree.
So I think
it's going to be all about the South. Only a couple of moments.
I do think there's a chance if he meets up with Bran that he's going to get to hear about his parentage. But I think that if anyone isn't to take place in the Stark reunion, it's Jon. I think Jon's going to be gone by the time Arya and I think he may catch Bran.
That's a good call, and that's very Game of Thrones like there.
But I think Jon is gonna leave like right before, and then Arya is gonna show up, and we're gonna get Arya and Sansa and Bran meeting again. But Jon's gonna be elsewhere. We may get Jon and Bran meeting at some point in the season, but I think that's gonna be towards the end because I think they have to hold that Bran and Jon thing out a little bit because once Jon finds that information out, he's not gonna want to be as into Daenerys. So I think there's going to be, or he's just going to have a weird reaction with Daenerys. So I think they're going to have to put that off for a little while in the season. So that's what I think about Jon this season. What are some of your thoughts, Joe?
I think you're absolutely right about Jon and Dany, and I think you're absolutely right. I think that maybe we'll even go so far as to say at some point the truth about Tyrion's fatherhood in lineage is even discovered by Bran and his seeing. Okay, and in order for all this to work, really, I think you got to assume that people are going to take it as fact that Bran is a seer. Okay, and that they know that this exists, and especially the people north of the Wall, the wildlings and the free folk, all knew this existed, and the people south of the Wall, like Old Man, knew this existed, and there are other peoples and families that know this existed. So I think we'll get Tyrion's lineage out of that, and it'll put this. So I think you're right about that all. The only part about what you just said that I might find exception with is Arya.
You think? I mean, let's get into that. Sansa this season, I think, is going to deal with controlling the North after Jon leaves. Have some interactions with Littlefinger, and I think when Arya shows up, she's going to put a fucking end to that shit. And Bran, I think
Arya is not going to show up.
You don't
Arya's
think
not? That's what I think you're wrong about. There is no Arya Stark reunion.
Okay, so that's your disagreement. You don't think Arya goes back to?
This is the thing. If you're a newly minted fucking super assassin, possibly the smartest Stark that fucking walks around right now, right? Do you make it known to the entirety of fucking Westeros that you are back? Especially when you still have names on your list that you need to eradicate.
You don't check in at home briefly?
You do not check in at home and tell the world, I'm here. Yeah. Hey, look at Arya, everybody. No, you go kill the people you want to fucking kill, and then you go home.
I think you make a pit stop, and then you go kill more people.
No, she's smarter than the pit stop. Phil,
she wants to see her family again.
Right, she does, and she will when she's done doing what she.
So you think Arya goes to King's Landing?
She's on a fucking mission. Did she go home first? Did she land in White Harbor and go to fucking? Did she land in White Harbor and go to Winterfell?
So
no,
Joe,
she landed somewhere else and she went straight to the fucking twins and she slit that motherfucker's throat while he was eating his sons.
To skip ahead here, so you think she goes to King's Landing and kills Cersei this season?
I don't know if it's her that ends up killing Cersei, but Cersei is not the last person on her list, I don't believe. Is she?
We got the Mountain, the Hound, if she sees him again.
No, the Hound, according to the TV show, was taken off her list. And that's why she didn't kill him when he was up against the rock. She had a change of heart. He wasn't necessarily on the list, but
I always took that as more she wanted him to suffer, but
no. He was no longer on the list because I think she realized at some point that he was not the same person that he was when he executed. She had a better understanding of why the Hound executed that puppy, right?
He even says the Hound is off the list. Ask Joe what would he do if Gendry and Mel took off their necklaces while they were touching each other and she turned into old woman. That's a fucking great. Arya is going to see Hot Buy and go to Winterfell. The liquor's starting to get to Joe, says 1-2 explosion.
Oh, no, it's not. Not yet.
SF says Joe is right and wrong. Azimuth Game says maybe Arya's going to go to the twins was shown out of
SM down. What am I right about and what am I wrong about? If I don't know what I'm right about
on the line.
Or what I'm wrong about.
Joe, you want to? Should we get to give SM his
SM, man? Let me know what I'm right and wrong about. I love to know what I'm right about and wrong. I say so much. I do so much talking that you could be talking about anything. I'm right and I'm wrong.
So what is Joe right and wrong about, Jay? Jay hasn't caught up. Jay hasn't caught up on us yet. We'll put on pause. Jay will be back in a second here. So, any other thoughts on the Lannister kids, Joe? This season, you think Bran does go back to Winterfell?
I think Bran makes it back to Winterfell this season. I think Jon leaves Winterfell either before Bran gets there. I don't see how that's going to work out. I think that Arya doesn't go back to Winterfell.
1-800-Albatross says you're wrong about everything, Joe.
Yeah, I very well may be. I very may well be.
Ooh.
I got it right. Did I say that right? I very may well be wrong about everything, and I'm not going to sift through the hundreds of hours of video footage to find out.
Okay, so
as far as I'm concerned, go fuck yourself.
So Jay, let's see if Jay's right. Jay, what is Joe wrong about, and what is Joe right about?
Joe was, well, he was right about. Okay, he was wrong about Arya coming back.
No, I'm not.
Because here's the thing: if you're Arya Stark, you don't care who knows you're back, because
yes, you do.
You're faceless. Like you say, you're a faceless assassin, which means that when you go up to people and kill them, you're not you. You're wearing someone else's face.
Fair. Unless you rip it off right after you kill them and try to leave the fucking twins as Arya Stark.
1 second, Joe, 1 second.
Everyone, she has assassin abilities, and you know how many people would stop them people would stop her from assassinating them?
Hold on. Stop right there. Stop right there. 1 second. 1 second.
Wait, I put him on mute. What's going on, Joe?
1 second. 1 second. I'm sorry. But here's the thing. You would be correct if she didn't want them to know that it was Arya Stark killing these motherfuckers. So what'd she do? How many faces is she holding on her person while she's killing people? She pulled that fucking face off of him, and she was like, I'm killing you, bitch. Now she got to leave the phrase. She put fucking his face on?
I think she still has a little bit of business to do with the twins before
she's going to finish her business, and then she's going to go home. There's no reason for her to go home first. She is in a much safer place. Nobody's thinking about Arya Stark right now. She knows this. Arya Stark's been gone. As far as anybody in Westeros knows, Arya is fucking dead and gone. Raped and murdered in a fucking ditch and fucking cinder blocked out in the goddamn fucking Trident. Right? This girl's gone. Nobody knows her face anymore. She's grown for years now. Nobody knows who Arya is. If she goes home, everybody will recognize her. She's not going to stay as a faceless woman as she travels from Winterfell to King's Landing. That's got to smell bad. That's a fucking dead face on you, dude. Like, that's not like, she's got to be her for some of that. So if she stays hidden, I mean, she's smart. I mean, do you want to be known? Like, yeah, she wants to be known. She's back. She's Arya Stark. She wants her shit, and she'll get it.
What you say.
I agree with you. I agree with Jay.
To John more important than any name she has in her goddamn list.
Yes.
I guarantee you, if she said, hey, see John again or take Cersei off the list, she'd say she's every time.
No.
I love you, Jay.
No, I completely disagree with that. I think we see it at the twins. What you're saying, we absolutely see her go through at the twins, right? During the Red Wedding. The Hound stops her. The Hound says, no, do not run in to those towers and get yourself fucking killed with your brother and your mother and the 1,000 men outside these twins. So while we're talking about Sansa learning a lesson from all these fucking sadistic fucking psychopaths in her life, let's talk about Arya learning that lesson that she learned from the Hound right then. Okay. And that goes back to what I'm saying. If we're talking about character growth and we're talking about learning things, we don't need a fucking montage of her being blind where we can't tell if it's 2 days or 2 months or 2 years learning how to fight blind in fucking Bravos. No, we need her to actually just fucking learn a lesson.
Don't bring that season 6 baggage into it, but I personally will agree to disagree on this one, and we'll have to see. I do think she's going to go to.
Can't wait to see. We'll make it Jostrix on
we'll put a Jostrix on this and talk about this in the season. Again, make sure you subscribe to join us every Sunday for this.
Oh, you won't know.
So our next pair that we're going to go to is the Lannister pair.
Oh, you were wrong.
I'm going to talk about Tyrion. I'm going to talk about Tyrion later, but with Cersei and Jaime. This is where I'm going to get to a prediction that some people might think is crazy. I think Cersei dies by the end of this season. I agree. I think the Cersei menace is over by the end of the season because we have more important issues.
Episode 6.
I think it's going to be Jaime fucking Lannister that does it. He's going to kill her. Yes, he's going to fucking do it. He's had enough. It's over. He's going to choke her fucking out, and she's going to die at the hand of Jaime Lannister.
The golden hand.
The golden hand. His last-ditch effort, and then he's going to kill himself, but whatever.
No, he's not.
I hope he doesn't kill himself. I hope Bronn is like, what the fuck you doing? She was a fucking fuck her. And they just move on.
Oh, waste of a beautiful piece of ass that
I
was.
think this is the season that we get Jaime finally overthrowing and being like, fuck this. When she decides to fuck Euron or do some shit or whatever, he's going to have enough. And the blowing up of King's Landing, burning people, whatever. Jaime fighting a dragon for her and losing all of his men and losing Bronn and losing everyone he cares about. Fucking seeing Tyrion on the opposite side. Whatever. It's going to be enough for him. I hope that Jaime is going to fucking kill Cersei, Joe.
And there you go. I agree with you on every point, right up to Euron. I believe you kind of said in there, you alluded to the fact that you believe Euron is going to ally up with Cersei. That was another point I thought that was that we would end up talking about today. Because at last we thought he was going to go over to Essos and give Dany his big dick in 1,000 ships. But
oh yeah, he might go to Dany to try to get her.
Even if he's on his way to Dany, he's going to see the Greyjoy battle banners on those ships and know that he's not going to be able to come to an agreement with Dany, knowing that she's already come to an agreement that this girl, Osha, or whatever we call her in the show, can have the Iron Islands, right? Yara.
Now,
So what option does that leave Ironborn there? Ironborn Euron. It leaves him either fight this fucking bitch with her 1,000 ships on his own, or make an alliance with Cersei. And that's where I think you're right. I think they make an alliance and he gets.
A couple people in the live chat are saying that she has a contract through season 8, and I think that Cersei will. Game of Thrones with Marie says Cersei will make it season 8. Someone else above there said her contract is until season 8. I still have hopes. Thank you so much to everyone checking this live stream out. Crazy the hype. They won't kill Cersei. Cersei is the Emmy winner, says Iron Throne. They will not do it.
The only Emmy? No, Tyrion's the Emmy winner.
You're JB fucking Lannister. No, Michael McKeon's the Emmy winner this year. A strong, independent woman. I'm Team Cersei. Top himself says in the books, in Jaime's death, she dies before Jaime. Contracts can be faked or misleading to cover spoilers. T Baby is back in the live chat. T, if you do want to call back in, I'll make
you owe me 2.
I take your call right away, Joe. We'll talk about that in a second. But T Baby, if you want to call back in, I'll take your call right away. Tell me what area code you are. Contracts don't meet yet. So that's what I think the Jaime Cersei plot is. It could be protracted. I just don't see her playing much of a role in the war with the White Walkers. I just don't see how she fits into that exactly. I think she's just a nuisance that needs to be dealt with ahead of time. Oh my gosh, Joe, what the fuck? Will Bronn die? Unfortunately, I do think Bronn will die.
Bronn's dead this season.
Bronn's dead this season. I think so. Katie, it's true.
No.
So let's talk about that right now.
What was that?
Let's go through the list real quick.
Oh no, we'll get to that in a second. Our next crew is, and I'm trying to hurry so Joe can get off the air.
You want me to get off the air?
No, I never do. Is the Dany crew. We got Varys, Tyrion, Grey Worm, Missandei, Dany. Do we see Dario this season at all? Yara and Theon. For the Dany crew, I think Varys and Tyrion are going to do a lot of the planning of the strategies. I think Tyrion's going to have a huge season. I think we're going to see him dealing with a lot with, hopefully some with the dragons, dealing with a reunion with his brother and maybe his sister too, and kind of interacting with the world of Westeros again in a really awesome way. So I think it's going to be a big season for Tyrion Lannister. I think Dany is, I don't want to talk too much about the Dany story, but I think she's going to be in a lot of battles. She's going to be in a lot of relationships and a lot of interactions with a lot of characters that we know. Yara and Theon, I think, are in some trouble this season. I don't think we're going to see Dario. And I think Varys, it's going to be interesting to see Varys now that he's like full on Targaryen support and there's no him hiding his true allegiance. So to see what Varys can do, not in the light, but with his full energy and not having to hide from anybody, I think it's going to be, he could be a strong force to helping Tyrion plan Daenerys's course of action through Westeros. So Joe, any thoughts on where I'm an idiot there?
I honestly feel I'm trying not to
throw up.
Yeah. They might have a special. Okay.
So we're gonna give Joe a few seconds to relax, everybody, as we go to the last part here. Are Sand Snakes, Euron, Sam and Gilly, and Jorah. I think Sam's not gonna spend too much time in Old Town. I think he is going to go and come back into the story sooner rather than later. I think
he'll be able to test out. He's going to take the AP test and score 5s on all of it. Dude, he's like, he walks into Old Town, right? And he sees all these fucking books and he instantly blows his fucking load before his dick even gets hard. Like, his dick doesn't even have time to get hard. He's already fucking coming down his fucking thigh, right?
Oh, Joe.
But here's the thing.
No, it's a wig. The wig. Rice. Sorry.
Him, much like Tyrion, they're what do they call it in that movie? Autodidacts or whatever. They like to fucking read. They've read everything they can get their fucking hands on. And although this is the biggest library anybody has ever seen, these two have ever fucking seen in their life, they've read the important works. The important works are the works that get shared to these other fucking castles. Or Aemon has told them, right? So he's ready. Like, honestly, I believe, like, you want to talk about alchemy? I think that he could be ready to fucking take that test. You want to talk about whatever? You want to talk about the history of this family, that family? What part of his chain? I think he's probably read most of it at this point. That I think he won't be there that long. I think you're absolutely right. He's read most of this shit. He knows most of this shit. And what he hasn't read, he's been able to critically think for himself what's right and what's wrong about this stuff. So Sam's not going to be in Old Town long, and he and Gilly are going to be on their way back north, much to their dismay, to find Jon not at the wall anymore.
Will Jorah get cured this season from... Yes, Jorah will get cured.
Maybe he doesn't get cured this season, but he gets cured, and he finds his way back to Dany.
Will the Sand Snakes die this season, Joe?
Oh, fuck. I hope they're not even in this. What do we even need them for? Where are you going to put him in? What point does Dorne fucking serve at this point?
Dorne is on Dany's side. They're sailing with her to Westeros.
Right.
Or to the north.
Did we see that? Did we really?
We did. Remember?
Who did we see? We saw Varys.
We see
who from Dorne did we see on those ships?
Fucking Ilaria Sand there. They joined in. They all like plotted, weren't together. I'm pretty sure. Chat, tell me if I'm wrong. Look at the chat.
No, they weren't there.
The chat. They're on the side. They're on Dany's side there. I think. I could be wrong.
I'm not going to say I saw them. I definitely didn't see them, and I definitely didn't see their banners anywhere in those ships. So that's an alliance that's going to be struck later.
I thought they were part of that crew. The Sand Snakes are in this season. The actress confirmed it. Sand Snakes better have a good sex scene. If not, fuck them. Last scene of the season, Joe. Sand Snakes are with Dany. Sand Snakes are with Dany, Joe.
He wasn't with... He wasn't with the flowers lady?
No.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
You are. Everyone in the chat and Katie Crow confirms it. The voice of God from Katie Crow confirms it.
Of course. And that makes sense because all the girls, they're the power in this fucking world. Fucking women's rights. Dany and Sansa and Arya, all these strong women, the Lady of Thorns and Cersei, all of them take a power. The Sand Snakes take a power. Fucking Trump America, man. Fuck them bitches.
Anyways, let's take a call. Caller, who are you? Where are you calling from?
Who, me?
Yes, you're on the air. Area code 202. What's going on?
Hey, it's T baby.
Hey, T baby. Welcome to the chat. How's it going?
I'm good. All I wanted to do is talk about nasty ass Jorah. Like, I'm
lesbian. What?
Touching shit. Like, he touched at least 5 people.
It's horrible.
Season 5
keep him away.
And then he's going out of his way in the trailer to touch shit. It's time for him to go. I'm over nasty Jorah.
Yes, T baby. Love you, T baby. Thank you for calling on that. I agree. She says T baby is she says Jorah is nasty. He keeps touching people. I'm over him. He needs to be taken care of. He needs to be knife to the back of the head, Joe. We need to take care of a Jorah.
Take care of Jorah. He's already dead. He's got warts.
Reading that
not
shit.
Like he's got AIDS. He's got warts.
Nasty ass Jorah and something.
Okay, he's got AIDS.
something needs to be done, Joe.
AIDS.
Okay, Joe. Before we can't get you back.
Eventually.
But
Joe, before we can't get you back. give me your 3 death predictions, Joe. Who are your picks for 3 characters that are going to die this season?
Oh fuck! I don't want to do this.
Do it. I'll give mine. I got Littlefinger.
Wait. Let's not do it that way. Because I'm not going to think of everybody.
I already said it. I'll give you the name of all the characters if you need to, or basically all the characters, Joe. We got
Let's start from the north down.
Jon, Sansa, Arya, Bran, Littlefinger, Jaime.
Littlefinger dead.
Littlefinger dead. Jaime, Cersei.
Cersei, you said she's got contract through 8, so she's not dead.
Okay, Jaime. Does Jaime die this season? Varys. Does Varys die this season?
Varys.
Does
Varys die this season?
We'll go to the next one.
No, there's no reason to kill him.
Does Tyrion die this season?
Cersei fucking dies.
No.
Katie says Cersei dies. Katie thinks Cersei dies.
What? Queen of the Night?
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Queen of the Night. Nope.
Absolutely.
Queen of the fucking Night.
They put it out there that she has extended contract. She's dead.
Okay, Katie says that. Grey Worm and Missandei.
Yep.
Does Grey Worm or Missandei die this season, Joe?
Flip a coin. One of them's dead.
Grey Worm dies. Danny. Does Danny die this season? No. Do we see?
As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter which one of those 2 dies. They both have a significant. Once Danny's back in Westeros, what's the point of Missandei? The point of Missandei is to keep Grey Worm happy at that point because she doesn't need a translator. She speaks those fucking Westerosi languages. So kill fucking Missandei and Grey Worm has a crisis, or kill Grey Worm and Missandei has a crisis. Either way it works. Flip a coin. Doesn't matter.
They can just disappear off into the ether.
Right, exactly. They're ether. They're in the ether already.
So does Melisandre die this season, Joe?
Not to say they're not important characters.
She doesn't matter either.
So you think she can die at any point?
I think she can die at any point. We have Red Priestess and priests to replace her at any point. We have Thoros of Myr. We have the chick that we have the chick that that Tyrion hired over in Marine to.
Sorry.
We have the chick over in Marine that.
Naverver or whatever. I was talking about her before, I think.
That Tyrion and Varys hired to talk good smack about Dany and shit. She could be on the boats with them. So Katie does make a good point in that she brought Jon back, so she's got to live. And if she ever shows up back in the north, he will hang her. So it kind of leaves that, like, is Jon going to be as liberal with Melisandre as Dany was with Jorah? Jorah came back twice after being banished. Melisandre, we'll see.
Mulva.
Katie says no.
I love that. Does Yara or Theon die this season?
If you want to join us, Katie, grab
take a headphone, Katie. Does Yara or Theon die this season? No.
I can't. You can have a head. Katie, no.
Does Yara
I
or
think I offended Katie. I didn't mean to offend. I know you can't help yourself. It's Game of fucking Thrones, man. That's why you should be sitting here.
Yep, exactly. Tell her she can join in, but she's welcome to fly on it if she wants. Joe,
and you can fly your ass in if you want.
So
people want to know what you think, bitch. And I say bitch in the most loving way.
Okay, Joe, back here. So does Yara or Theon die this season?
Yara or Theon? Again, I feel like that's a coin flip. I feel like Tyrion kind of made a statement in season 6 that was, are we going to give everybody what they want with their demands? And Dany kind of dismissed that with, it's not a demand. It's a request that she have autonomy from the 7 kingdoms with the Iron Islands. And who gives a fuck? Euron is going to strip the fucking islands of every tree to make his fucking 1,000 ships. Also, probably the last of the fucking whatever iron ore is left on those fucking islands to make every last ship. And that place is going to be fucking barren. And she made them promise no reaving and raving, which means they're all going to be poor and fucking desolate on those tiny little island chain, which means they're going to have to revert to reaping and raving and raping, which means Danny will have to put them down again. So it doesn't really matter, but if I had to choose if one of them was going to die, I don't think either one of them really matters. I would say Theon. Or Yara. I would say Yara because it makes Theon the heir, because Euron's going to die in fucking battle.
I think somehow Theon survives this whole fucking thing.
Yes, I do too. To be put back in front of the rest of the Starks.
I think that Caucasus Wonder survives everything. I think Theon will die because Yara's a lady, and apparently men are more expandable in Game of Thrones. We got Chrissy in the live chat. Great to see you, Chrissy. Danny, the only thing that can produce the Iron Knights are friendships bracelets, says Corey. Mark says, I think the Beric Dondarrion, Thoros of Mirren, Dolores Ed will all die north of the wall when they go into a trap and kidnapped by a white. Reek is a cockroach, says Sam. Game of Thrones with Marie says, I don't think Canerva is in this season. Gotcha. And let's finish things off by going to the voicemails, and we'll listen to our voicemail that we have. We've got 2, and this one is from area code 920. Joe, here we go, 920.
Where is that, Phil?
I don't know.
Hello, Phil, Joe. I'm a first-time watcher, and you're really great and all that stuff. But I have a prediction for this season. Do you smoke barbecue? Thank you. Bye.
Yes, we smoke a lot of barbecue. We eat a lot.
No, I think he means like, do we actually smoke barbecue? Like, do we cook barbecue up back? I fucking wish we had smoked barbecue.
I'm taking it as do you guys eat
sandwiches?
Yeah. Do we eat sandwiches?
Let's finish the rest of the message and find out.
That was the whole message. That was the whole message.
That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Call back and elaborate. Are we eating sandwiches or are we making pork, bitches? Risk it.
We're back. Welcome, though. We appreciate you joining on in, and thank you so much. Join us all season after every episode at about 10:30.
Don't ever let me take 5 shots again in a stream within the first hour and a half.
Yeah, we've been on for a while. That is it. That is in Eastern Wisconsin, Joe. Eastern Wisconsin.
Oh, then he definitely means fucking cook a barbecue. That's basically Midwest, yo.
This is area code 919. So area code 919.
Hi, I send you a rave with a prediction for season 7.
Awesome.
So what I think will happen, and I think it's the most realistic scenario, is that everybody's beloved and favorite characters
dies.
Sam, Gilly, and Little Sam, of course.
Of course.
And about 5 episodes in Old Town, Sam will be books upon books upon books.
Oh, no, that's horrible.
Bored and bored and bored until she finds out that there's a daycare center at the Old Town. She starts going out partying at night. She's going to find somebody a little bit stronger and more fit than Sam as he's reading books still.
The guy at the front desk.
They're going to get separated. Sam will be laden down with child support payments, which doesn't pay anything, and eventually he'll get arrested, and he'll avoid incarceration by taking the black and going back up to the wall with no dragonglass or Gilly or Sam. Then he'll go north of the wall, find another wildling girl, and repeat the whole thing over and waste all of our time. Yeah, that's it.
Great.
Signed, the Bloody Talker.
Thank you, Bloody Talker. Fucking amazing stuff, Bloody Talker. 10 side buttholes on that one. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones with Marie just donated another $5 for our super chat donation.
Fuck.
We got 2 drum solos in the house. So here we go, Joe. I'll spin the wheel. Not yet. We got to see what the wheel spins.
Wait, you need to spin it twice. You didn't spin it after the $10 donation.
I did. It came out a double drum solo. I got to do 2 drum solos.
Oh.
If it's drum solo again, I'll have
But
to.
you haven't even done 1 drum solo. You can't do one 10-minute drum solo. That's 1 drum solo.
I'm doing them at the end. Oh, shit. Okay.
You just moved that. I saw you move it. You picked something, Phil. You picked one or the other there. Spin again. I'm calling respin. You picked shots or some shit. I know it.
I'll respin it. Don't touch.
I was shots.
We got Mo. We got Mo Genie in the live motherfucking chat.
No. Did I tell you?
We got Joe Rant. So Joe, rant about something. Rant about.
I'm gonna give you a topic. You give me a topic, I will rant the shit out of that motherfucker.
Game of Thrones with Marie. give Joe a ranting topic, and we'll get that. We're gonna take a couple calls here.
Hell yeah.
And then we'll get back to Joe's rant.
I will rant the fuck out of that shit. I will rant that motherfucker through the floor.
Now this is area code
920,
Joe. I think you're gonna get your answer here. Welcome to the show, caller. What's going on?
All right, this is Omegon 32. Okay, what Joe got wrong was I was talking about dragon fire and human skin cook.
Oh, okay, that kind of barbecue. Thank you so much for clearing it up. Are we going to see some dragons burning some motherfuckers this season, Joe?
Oh yeah, dude. We're gonna be eating barbecue human. Dude, you know what? I'll say it right now. You want to fucking dragon fire some humans? You put that shit on my plate. Whatever it was that Arya, shepherd pie, fucking Frey pie was serving to that goddamn way, that shit looked good, yo. She said she took time to cook. It was hard flaying them, but I did it. And she cooked it. It looked delicious. There was fucking layers in there. Dude, you cook me some fucking dragon fire human, I'll eat that shit. No problem, yo. You barbecue anything. You throw some fucking Kansas City mesquite on anything. Maybe some Texas rub-in. Oh, give me some of that Louisiana spice. I don't give a fuck. You fucking make it the West Virginia Delight, which is what we'll call the dragon barbecue there. You give me any of it and I'm eating that shit.
Joe, your rant is Sansa is not going to betray her family.
Oh, yeah, right. Like Sansa. Sansa's already betraying her family. Did you see that smirk? You saw that motherfucking smirk on her face. It turned from like, yay, my brother's king of the north, to, oh my God, I'm going to fucking fork that motherfucker right in the fucking back. How dare he? How dare he? He said he didn't want this shit. He said, I could be. He gave me mom and dad's chambers. He said, I prepared the fucking mom and dad's chambers for you, Sansa, and now king of the fucking north. Here we go again. Oh my fucking God. No, Sansa can't have her day. I get raped. I get fucking beat. I get fucking sold to Joffrey. I get sold to fucking Ramsay. And then when finally I'm about to take my shit back, my bastard, low-born fucking half-brother, not even once Bran gets down and says who this motherfucker really is, my cousin is put in fucking charge of the entire fucking north. Good God, bullshit. Fuck them all. Baelish, come here. Put that cock down my throat. Eat this pussy because this motherfucking duo is going to sit on the Iron Throne. The pretty picture that it is with me standing beside your ass.
Bam, Joe. Someone in the live chat says, are you from the 617? You sound like you're from Revere. Someone calling you out.
Close enough.
Saying you sound like you're from Revere, Joe.
Why? Do I got the big hair from Revere? I'm close enough. When I get mad and when I get drunk, my Boston accent will slip out a little bit. And when I get mad, when anybody from Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut around gets mad, their Boston accent.
It's totally like our own group of friends. This is way inside. Joe, you're almost going full Glowacki.
Oh my God, with the accent. He's so fucking Boston accent. It's like he's from Marblehead.
Yeah, he's like, dude, what the fuck? Hey, I don't know, fucking dude.
I get mad or drunk and my Boston slips out big time.
Who called you out on that says I'm from Lowell, so I get it.
So you know it, man. You know it, Lowell. Represent.
Let's take our last call of the day, Joe. I think this is Jay. Let's let Jay close things out. Jay, what's going on, buddy?
Okay. Well, I'm not going to totally disagree with Joe's last rant, except for this one fact about it. On the other thing I said before, Arya will be back in Winterfell. I guarantee it, Joe. That one you're just wrong about.
No.
Wait 1 second, Joe.
$100,000 you're wrong on.
Whoa!
And here's the other point. If Sansa betrays Jon,
hey, LT.
Arya will put Sansa on the top of that goddamn list so goddamn fast it'll make your head spin.
I agree with that part.
If Sansa betrays Jon, Arya will whack Sansa faster than any other person she's ever whacked in general.
You're right, and because that means she's also betraying Bran.
Joe, thank you, Jay. Thank you for all the great calls. Hopefully we'll hear from you during the season. Joe, respond and finish.
Okay, you are right. If Sansa betrays Jon, Arya will whack that bitch. Also, because that doesn't mean that she's just betraying Jon.
Hey, LP,
she's
great to see you,
Bran,
buddy.
because Bran is the true rightful heir of Winterfell, not Sansa, as much as she wants to think it is, as much as she's been told it is, because she got raped by fucking Ramsay, that she's the fucking heir. She's not. It was Rickon before her, and it was Bran before Rickon, and it was Robb before either of them. She's never had a claim to it. There's always been many other people in the line before her, before Arya, and then comes those two. So you're absolutely right about that. And Arya has zero love for Sansa. Arya would fucking slash that douchebag's fucking throat ear to ear should she shack up with fucking Baelish and betray the family. No doubt about it. That's my Boston baby. You like it? That's my Southie.
Any final thoughts before we
talk?
Wait.
Final thought. Jay, I am firm in my belief that Arya is smarter than that, and J and J are is that the names? J and J or Mike and Mike, the showrunners?
Dan and Dave.
Dan and Dave, D&D.
Mike and Mike.
I don't know, fucking Bill and Ted, fucking, what are those two TV guys from my bungalow? Beavis and Butthead, whatever the fucking names are. They are all too smart, including Arya, including George R. R. Martin, to make that bitch go home to Winterfell before she kills everybody on her fucking list.
Martin not writing this show is not writing this show right now.
So I may be writing the books. At least I'm going to be right somewhere, yo.
Mike and Mike is the new D&D. Mike and Mike is the podcast. They're another.
I told you it's my Southie. I'm too drunk now. I'm past drunk. I'm fucking shattered, and my Southie is coming out. I'm not even from Southie. My mother's from Southie.
Does Katie have any final thoughts before this?
And she comes at you with a fucking chopping block, like literally the shit you chop meat and vegetables on. That's what she 1.5. That's what she comes after you with. My retired nurse is no joke. Love you, Mom. Peace.
Oh my goodness! Whoa,
so Southie, I nailed it, yo.
Way to go, Turk. Way to go, buddy.
That was Southie. Ask Marky Mark. Ask fucking Batman. Ask fucking Jason Bourne. They will all mum up.
Oh my!
Ask Tom Brady, the GOAT, motherfucker. No. He talks about mom and dad all the time.
He's not even from here.
Now, everybody, thank you so much for joining us this week. Thank you to all of our super chats. We'll be back this Sunday to talk about the episode at around 10:30 p.m.
I won't drink as much, I promise.
No, Joe. I will, but it's be okay. I will also be on the air on Sunday at around 5 p.m. for a very special surprise as part of the stream that was promised. Make sure you check that out and check out all the channels that are involved in that. You can check me out on Twitter at IGotIssues.
That was awesome. The Game of Thrones crawl, that shit's awesome.
Yeah, basically what we're going to do is we're going to start off on one channel, and then each person's going to crawl over to the next channel, do a one-on-one podcast with somebody, to crawl over to the next channel, one-on-one. We are going to have, let's look like we're going to have smoke screen on 5 o'clock on Sunday before the episode from 5 to 6. Him and I are going to be taking some questions. So if anyone has any voicemails they want to get in on that show, now's the time to call. You can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you listen to this, and we will address them that day. 781-990-8509. And do that. I'm not sure if we'll have the phone lines open, because I want to have the phone lines open for the show, and you can only do like an X amount of time during a certain day or something like that. And then afterwards, maybe some of the other people that are involved in the stream might come back and join us for the end of the stream. So I'll be on before the show, but the next time you'll see Joe and I, and hopefully Katie as well, will be after the episode.
Oh, she'll be here. Katie Crow will be in live effect. She didn't want to sully any of these things with.
Right. She wants to make a appearance. So as Joe knocks over the shot. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody, thank you so much in the live motherfucking chat for joining us today. You guys are amazing. Everyone that's still in there, 1-800-DREW, AAVV, Alexandria, Analysis of the Thrones, Angel, Bernie, Big E, Brandon Broke, Cammy, thank you for your first time here. I hope you had a good time. Way to be amazing for your virgin time here. Cardinal, Corey, Game of Thrones with Marie, Iron Throne, Mark, Meridian, Phil the Issues Guy. Yeah, that asshole. Q, Randy, welcome for your first time, Marie. Rick, Sam, Scout, Sir, LT Giles, Silly Rabbit, SMJ Down, Stacy Smith, Steven, Tabitha, T-Baby, the bloody fucking talker, Tom himself, and Yo-Yo Ma from fucking Lowell.
Dude, everybody.
Thank you to everybody for joining us. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. We will be back as next time. And Joe, I'll talk to you after the episode airs.
Yeah, baby.
Wait a second.
No, you'll talk to me after this ends.
No, I'll talk to you for a few minutes after this ends too. Do we? I think we might have got one more voicemail, but
you can't end this shit. This shit's got a life of its own, Phil. It will live on.
It will. We'll have to wait for that voicemail for later. But let's play this shit out. I'll talk to you next time, guys. Later.
Peace.
So let's play a game. Which body part do you need the least?
No, my
I am.
Oh wait, yes, wait. Someone just said, Joe, I forgot to drum.
Yes, two drum solos.
Two drum solos. No one wants to hear that shit.
And here's the thing. You need to make us know when one drum solo has ended and the next one has begun. None of this, I'm just going to play one big long drum solo and call it two, like you tried to do with them 10, 20 push-ups or whatever you did.
Okay, so
that wheel is sacred behind you, Phil. You made a pact with people when you put that wheel up.
Okay, here we go. Now, I'm sorry if the audio kind of sucks because I don't want Joe to not have to hear himself. First one will be a conga solo. Conga solo. That's one. And then, wait, let's put the djembe out for the second one. Motherfucking drum solo shit. Let's see. Here we go. Let's do, hopefully this won't be too loud. Okay, there's your two solos. Thank you so much for the super chat donations. Joe, is that legitimately two solos? I'm sorry if the volume was all fucked up and stuff. I have no concept of how loud or not loud.
It was delicious.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Everybody, everybody have a good night, and we will talk to you guys on Sunday. Thank you so much for all the super chat donations. You guys are fucking amazing, and we're so much fun with this wheel. It's a great time, and awesome. You guys are incredible.
The wheel is awesome.
Yeah, the wheel is great. The wheel is great. Awesome. We're gonna get more.
I like the graphic you got above it too. It's amazing.
With the quarks sitting there, or the super chat spin the wheel.
Yeah, there's a graphic on the screen. I see a graphic. Don't tell me I'm hallucinating this shit, please. I haven't drank that.
What are you talking about, Joe? What are you talking about?
Read. For the watch. Hold me to wine.